The big news this morning in the race for a coronavirus vaccine. Sanofi just inked a $2 billion deal to get vaccines out faster, and AstraZeneca is reporting some positive results in new trials. Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani is here to walk us through this. Anjalee?
Thanks, Brian. Yep. So as you mentioned, AstraZeneca getting some positive results in its preclinical trial. So that's in animal testing, noting that there is a response from the drug in these animals, in pigs specifically. So definitely looking at that and keeping an eye on what that means for, the vaccine race and its role there. Note AstraZeneca is also working with Oxford University's vaccine, which is in the lead, or one of the lead rather, globally, and has a deal to produce that. So two fronts for AstraZeneca there. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Sanofi partnering with Translate Bio, which is a U.S. biotech, in an up to $2 billion deal to produce an mRNA vaccine. And that's an interesting step because Sanofi is already working on its own vaccine along the traditional development process and has already moved back its timeline to start clinical trials from December this year to September. But with this mRNA vaccine, which is that newer technology that Moderna, the lead in the US, is using, and Pfizer as well, that new technology does give it a chance to sort of speed up the process, but still looks like, either of those options won't be available till late this year or early next year. Brian?
Anjalee, I know that you've been digging into this concept of contact tracing. We hear how important it is for us to be able to get back to normal at some point. Where do things stand with contact tracing?
So right now, we've definitely been seeing some areas ramping up. We heard about New York, for example, looking to, unveil its contact tracing program. We've seen out in California, San Francisco doing a job as well as other major cities. But this all relies on public funding and public health departments. And so government budgets play a role in how well they can fund this and what can be done about it. So I actually had some conversations with some experts about what companies can do and universities on hiring in-house tracers and how that could help solve the problem of really not having as robust an ability to do contact tracing when you're just relying on that level. And someone pointed out that, some of these larger companies do have the ability resource-wise to invest in it, and that would help the public health departments focus on the more vulnerable communities, which we already know are being ignored by testing. So really interesting to watch how that will unfold out there. It seems like there is some pickup on some companies and universities adopting these plans.
And Anjalee, also some new data out about a potential generic steroid for a treatment.
That's correct. It's actually the results of that press release that came out last week. And no surprises there. We have seen that everything that came out in the press release stands true from the study at Oxford University, which is that a third of patients showed improvement, specifically those that are on ventilators or on oxygen, but no improvement for those who are off. So just interesting to see that. As we know, there have been a lot of press releases about treatment, so really good to see that data come out.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.